Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the Lorraine 155 Mini 51. It's the Tier 8 French SPG and it's located on the south spawn of Cliff under the command of FendaBenda. Now he's got one mark on the barrel, so he's working on his second one as we speak. And well, it's 155mm armed SPG, as most of the French ones are actually above Tier 6, no, Tier 5, above Tier 5, they're all 155mm. Okay, well the French did actually make good 155mm guns, and that's why the American ones are basically copies of the French ones. And FendaBenda's found his spot, but he's not going to hide, he's not in the bush. Okay, he's loaded, ready to go. Now this 155mm will actually do 750 alpha if it can penetrate the target, but it needs to get through 45mm of armor. Fires ahead of the ISU, and that's a very close splash, 209, which is a decent hit, and I think he's going to counter battery. I always like going to the God's view when you're doing counter battery. Oh, he's doing that, good, excellent. You cover a much wider area, much larger area, and it also gives you the exact position. Okay, well he switched to the north because you've got a girlfriend, a black dog, on the enemy team going up the hill. At least I think he was going up the hill. There's an FD4202 Tier 8 Premium Medium. Near miss. There's the girlfriend. Now the reload's fairly quick, 25.31 seconds. It's not bad for a 155mm gun. In fact, it's very comparable with the Tier 6 French SPG, the AMX-13F3. And that 4202 was very cheeky to cross that line. Loaded. Rounds out. Should be a kill. It is. Lovely shot. Take that opportunity when you can. Well, he sneaked over the line, and in fact I think our teammate would be very happy that that 4202 was wiped out. Kind of instant revenge, you might say. Now we're almost loaded and the guard's gone up to that line on that ridge. But the enemy have actually managed to make it around the cliff. And then we've got an SU-130 and an Indian Panzer. And FendaBenda's going after the Indian Panzer first. Direct hit! 302 hit points. Now, he doesn't know which one to go for, I think, here, because the SU-130 will make the better target, but the Indian Panzer is out in the open. It's thin armor. Of course, the TD's even thinner armor. I think he's going to try and splash the SU-130. Did the right thing to fire just slightly to one side. Otherwise, the shell might hit the building instead of the spot on the ground you need it to hit. And it looks like that. It looks like the Indian Panzer was wiped out whilst we were firing at the SU-130 PM. Now, a TS5 has managed to make his way around the cliff, and we've got a guard attacking our teammates from the rear, and he's just taken out Progetto. Now, we're going to go for the TS5? I think so. Dialing in. Round out. It's just too far away, and that guard is now threatening the T-34-3. He's protected from the front, but he's not protected from the guard. And he's being hit by Arty as well, and he's gone. We're almost about to be loaded. Going for the TS5 this time. Work out where he's headed. Round out, looks good. It is good. A direct hit for 349, and the TS5 has been killed by our teammate, the M40 M43. And that's the Tier 8 American. Okay, off to the north, that black dog that we saw earlier trying to climb up the hill, or at least near the hill, has actually gone all the way around and is now sniping from a distance, working out where he's going. Oh, he stopped. Cheeky. Yep, he stopped. FendaBenda anticipated he was going to pull back, and it looked like he was going to do it. And I would have anticipated that as well by trying to aim ahead of where he was travelling. but unfortunately he didn't move back. Now, FendaBenda can get a splash kill on that guard if he can get the shot near him. He stopped next to that rock, dialing in, and he's been killed. Okay, we've got a couple of enemy tanks making their way through that pass in the western pass. That little rock about midway. Fires around Samur and gets a direct hit on him. Oh yeah, you can see the stun, and he's lost hit points. He's going to stick with that Samur. It's got very light armor for a heavy, so you'll do a lot of damage. You could even penetrate it if you can get the shell in the right place. And they just lost their ISU 152 to our Wizzy 120. Mark the spot. Rounds out straight away, and it hits, splashes the Samur, and he's lost some more hit points, so he did get some damage on that one. The IS-3's gone down, so we've just got the Samur, just waiting for the reload to complete. Despite the fact that the mods say he's loaded, he's not. We're switching over to the T26E4 Super Pershing because we've got no shot on the Samur at the moment. And we hit him for a splash for 109. Now we might need to relocate because to get a shot on the Samur, but I think that FendaBenda's noticed there's a Progetto fairly close in the western pass, and he just took out, well, in fact actually it's the Samur that took out our TS5. Our Lerva's moving west to try and deal with that Progetto. He might also be able to get shots on the Samur. Okay, FendaBenda's put a round in there. He's relocating to get a better angle on the Samur. He did stun him. Now there's a spot over here with some rocks. Oh, he's not going to the rocks. That's a much better spot to fire on. It's got different angles. The only problem with it is it's a bit exposed. If the enemy ever comes near you, you might actually get hit. Super Pershing gets a splash, and he gets a critical hit as well. There's only 4 enemies left. 2 Arty, a tank destroyer, and a light tank. And the light tank's that Black Dog. The tank destroyer is the T28 prototype. Now, Sir Rusty, as you know, he provides the skins for What Arty Nibs, and he's actually designed a really interesting skin for the T28 prototype. It's the Scream, and if you look at it from above, you can see the famous picture of a Scream on the turret. And there's the Black Dog. We're not loaded yet, but we will be any second. Just lost our Lerva. Line up the shot. See if we can get the Black Dog. Fire a round in. Oh, what a kill! He didn't have a perfect aim on him, but he fired the round in, trusted to God, and got the Hail Mary, so to speak. It worked. And that gets rid of the Black Dog, which means now there's only 2 Arty and that T28 prototype. And there he is. He's been spotted. He's round the other side. Now he's got no shot on the prototype because he's actually round the other side. And there's the Lorraine 155-51. Now he can hit that. So he stopped to shoot, dialing in, lining him up, stay on target. Line him up perfectly. Rounds out. Perfect shot. Absolutely bang on the target. Well, at least we can say RNG worked that time. Worked in FendaBenda's favour. And there is that SU-14-2. They killed the T-28, so that wins the game. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. And it's an Ace Tanker for FendaBenda in Lorraine 155mm51. He also picked up a bruise medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 16, and he picked up a Confederate. He hit more of the enemy than anyone else on his team, and he got a win 8 of 3,912. So he certainly did very well indeed. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, didn't get the highest damage. That went to the prototype, the Progetto, sorry. Prototype. Progetto 46 on the enemy team. He picked up the high caliber for 3,624 hit points of damage. Then came the Scorpion G with 2,723, and then we got FendaBenda with 2,617. So third place is not bad. When it came to kills, he was sharing the top spot with the Wizzy 120. Both managed to get 3 apiece. And when it came to base XP, well, he was top of the table, 1,176 base experience points. And the reason for that was he did more stun damage than the Wizzy 120 or the Scorpion. So that's how he managed to get top spot there. Let's have a look at detail report. He fired 16 rounds during that game. He got 6 direct hits and 2 penetrations. He did do splash damage on 12 as well. Damage of 2,617 hit points, and all of it was at more than 300 meters. He hit 9 of the enemy and killed 3 of them, which meant that he had the 6 difference necessary to get the Confederate. And he also did stun assistance of 1,621 hit points off 11 stuns, and that's why he got the high XP in that game. On a standard free-to-play account, he earned 30,475 credits from that game, and after resupply of ammunition, he only had 12,555 credits to take away. He received 1 bomb for getting the Confederate, and 1,176 XP for the game, times 2 for the first victory of the day, and took away 2,352 experience points altogether. Yeah, he said, good job on the Lorraine. Well, I think they were happy with that shot on the Lorraine right at the end. It was absolutely perfect, bang on, straight down the middle. And I think actually Wargaming, or at least the computer, must have realized that was so perfectly dialed in. It would be absurd for the shot to go anywhere but right into the target. And I also suspect that that was one of the penetrations, because obviously it went through the thin armor right at the top of the tank, and it was bound to penetrate no matter what. But really good game, and if you enjoyed it, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.